Mel, everybody, I'm Cantonese Cat. Everybody, Cantonese Cat here. Haven't talked about the miners for a while. I'm going to do a quick update here. The first one that a lot of people pay attention to, even for those folks that are not traditionally looking at miners, and they're getting a little bit more interested because of how it ran over the last couple of months or so, is IREN. IREN has been running hot. This is the weekly chart here. You can see how it's really just been, for the most part, respecting these fit levels here very, very well. And it's basically just bouncing off from the fit level to another fit level. And as soon as it broke about the 0.618 over here, it decided to hit the 0.786 log fib, hit a hard time pushing above, because that's usually the final boss before things go a lot higher. And we already had higher highs and higher lows here for quite some time, for about 2 years. It just needed to really kind of cool down here. What are we doing in terms of the cool down? Well, the structure over here, if this is, if you look at an elite wave, if you think that this is wave 1 over here, this could be wave 2. The reason why I say that that's wave 2 is, even though it doesn't have the traditional ABC type structure that you would see on a corrective wave, this really looks more like a regular flat, you know, where you have an uptrend over here, top right there, it came back down here. This is the A. And then the B is usually an equal high, and then the C is usually a lower low. And this is one of those that is actually fitting the regular flat here pretty well. So this could be wave 1, this could be wave 2. If that's the case, then wave 3 is yet to come. And wave 3 could bring us a lot higher to some of these potential targets up here above. This is not the only miner that's having this morphology. I think Mars having very similar morphology, but I'm going to show you here in a second in terms of what I see. It's getting close to resistance. I think we're going to see 0.76 log fib over here as resistance. If you also look at the Bollinger Band, you're also getting close to the top of the Bollinger Band over here on the weekly. 12.58 is what the level is going to be, so you are starting to kind of hit some resistance level. It hasn't really had a lower low quite just yet. At some point, it's going to need to put in a lower low. Before going up higher, is it going to be at the Bollinger Band where you got rejected and you look for a lower low? Higher low, or is it going to be up here at 0.76 over here around $13.82 before it forms a higher low before further bullish continuation? We will see. So far the impulse here is extremely powerful, but there are a lot of things that haven't been back tested yet, like the 0.618, the 20-week moving average. Do I think they're going to get back testing here? No, not necessarily. I think this thing could just end up running, because so far this Morningstar pattern over here that I was talking about last month, it's been playing out very well for IREN, and IREN has a lot of bullish continuation. It even broke about the Tenkan Nikkei here on the Ichimoku monthly. It broke about the 20-month moving average over here, and now it's sitting at support, but you can see how it's heading towards resistance up here, right? Close to 0.76 is the top of the Bollinger Band here, around 13.15. So you're getting pretty close to resistance here. We have to see how it reacts. Overall, though, I do think that this is an elite wave, flat correction, regular flat correction, and I think if that's the case, then things are going to be pretty decent. They even reclaimed their weekly Ichimoku cloud. This is one of the more bullish miners there is. Now, if you're talking about the other ones here, one that is forming some pretty decent price action here is CleanSpark. CleanSpark is actually holding the 0.5 fib. If you just kind of look over here, you can also see that CleanSpark is also has really been following these fib levels here on the way up and as well as on the way down. It's been following these fib levels here extremely well, but you can see where it got rejected here is a 0.76 over here. 0.76 is a very important fib level. It couldn't push through, and next thing you know, you end up having an elite wave correction. ABC, this is a little bit more of a traditional. What I mean by ABC correction is you have 5 wave up and you have ABC here. Is a little bit hard for me to tell in terms of where the 5 waves exactly are, but this certainly looks like ABC correction. And during the A, B, and C, there is some bullish divergence here with RSI, which I'm not going to show, but there is some bullish divergence over here. Actually, why don't I just pull that up here? If I pull up the RSI here, you can see how price went down, but the RSI went up. This is bullish divergence. Last time that happened was this downtrend over here. We had an increase in RSI over here that turned out to be the bottom, and next thing you know, you just kind of went up a lot higher, right? You've seen very, very similar bullish divergence over here with the ending of this ABC impulse, and right now we're building up some energy here. We got a bullish engulfing candle building up here so far on a Wednesday, engulfing all these candles over here. Looks like it wants to hit the 0.618 over here. You are also hitting some resistance here, though, at the upper Bollinger Band. On the weekly, you might need some additional time to really try and break above. So I would be, a little bit more cautious. Ichimoku cloud all the way up here, 0.618. So it's probably going to take weeks for it to kind of get there. I don't expect to kind of hit the 0.618 right away. It's just been a lot of technical damage here in ABC and the impulse wave up over here. If this is wave 1, And if this is wave 2, then wave 3 would be the most powerful wave of all, and it could really hit some of the targets up here above, which basically means these triple digit targets up here are possible. If it's able to break above the 0.618, a lot of things are really possible. This is lagging behind IREN because you can see how it hasn't really even claimed the 20-month moving average. It is also still underneath the Tenkan Kitchen, but it did enter the Ichimoku cloud over here. The big boss over here that we need to battle is going to be the 0.76 here, where it got rejected here last time. But if you're able to break above that, then you're really talking about some potential 3-digit targets up here above. One level at a time, but 0.786 is going to be the boss that it needs to break above. You can also see how it's been trying to break above the Ichimoku cloud here for about 15 months. I'm not able to do that, but right now we're broken into the cloud over here, so I think we have a good chance. Give it some time. It's probably going to hit the top of the cloud over here, and once it breaks, backtest it, then it could go a lot higher. But that's going to take time. I'm not even sure if that's going to happen in 2025, to be completely honest with you, because there's a lot of technical damage that has been done over here. Mara is one that is also gathering a lot of attention. The way I see where Mara is at right now, if I turn to the Ichimoku cloud, you can also see that this is an impulse wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And you can see that this has been an Elliott flat over here too, that has been working out pretty well. You can see that with regards to the Elliott wave flat theory here. I need to just turn this off here. There you go. That's what happened. So you can see that it's forming an Elliott wave flat here pretty decently, actually. You can have basically an equal high over here for the most part compared to there, right? You have this A, B, and C. This is a regular flat over here that you're seeing. And I think we might be getting close to the end of the C correction here. We're just trying to break above the 0.5. So far, we're having a little bit of a hard time doing it. But overall, it is still got more room to go. Mara still have a little bit more room to go above here to around $17 or so. It's trying to reclaim the 20-week moving average. There's some micro repairment that it's trying to reclaim the kitchen here on the weekly. It's still got a lot more room to kind of go up here to the bottom of the cloud here before facing some serious resistance here after it passes 0.5. But overall, it's still a chart that's still trying to repair itself. You see how it's trying to break through the 0.5, still having a little bit of a hard time doing it. It also is underneath the 20-month moving average, so it's lacking IREN. It's also underneath the Tenkan Kitchen over here, so everything is lacking IREN. Mara is one of the laggards. It is what it is. The way I see it is 1, 2, 3. 3 is going to have to break the 0.786 backtest, and then if you backtest the 0.786 after breaking through, then some of the higher targets up here are possible. But let's not get too bullish over here. One level at a time. A lot of resistance levels up here above 0.5 is going to need to be broken, and then a lot of the other 0.61 is also a big level. 0.786 is going to be a big level over here too. Last time I got rejected 0.707. So a lot of these levels needs to be broken above before you can really be truly bullish. But overall, it's setting up to be a continuation of a bull trend here. It just takes time. Again, whether or not it's going to make more of a cycle high here in 2025, I don't know. One step at a time. It might just need time for it to really do some serious repair here. Next up is CIFR. CIFR has been a dog as well. So far, you have still an inside candle over here with 3 candles that are not really able to break above this big giant down candle over here. But the way I see it, I also see this being a little bit of a wave flat kind of correction over here as well. As far as I'm concerned, this actually looks a little bit more like an expanded irregular flat, where you have a higher high and a lower low, and then you resume the trend, right? Higher high here, lower low here, and then you resume the trend. I think this is wave 2 over here. This is wave 1, and if that's the case, whenever this is done with the shenanigans, then wave 3 is going to come. That's my suspicion anyway. It's reclaiming the 20-week moving average. All these miners are doing the same thing, right? Mara's doing that, CleanSpark's doing that. CleanSpark already ran up to the upper Bollinger Band here. CIFR is doing that right in here, trying to reclaim 0.618, which is a very important level over here. If we're able to really reclaim that, then we challenge some of these levels up here above. You can see how it also got rejected at 0.786. You can see how powerful this resistance level is over here, right? We need to break through that before we're really going to see some all-time highs here. And I'm not sure we're going to end up seeing that in 2025 because the technical damage that has been done, and it takes time to repair. But I see good things happening if this is really truly wave 1. This is wave 2. Wave 3 usually is the most powerful and the most bullish wave that is to come. So we will see. If it was able to break through that, then some of these higher targets up here is possible. But one level at a time, right? If you're looking also at the 20-week month moving average, it's also lagging behind. It's getting rejected over here so far. It's going to take time. Ichimoku Cloud still hasn't really been challenged quite just yet on the monthly. It's going to take time. One stock that I really do like, and this is a little bit scary here because it's right at the 0.786, but it does look like this one wants to break through sooner rather than later, potentially. The reason why I say this is actually inside the cloud here, is still holding inside the cloud pretty well, but it's having a hard time breaking through the cloud, but it's also finding support here at the Kijun. It's also coming back test to 0.5, 0.618, bottom of the cloud, Kijun and Tenkan. This April and March backtest over here is a very, very bullish signal here. This really truly looks like a cup and handle, and the handle actually just basically went to, let me see, the handle over here basically just went to the 0.618 and is holding. So this could be the handle that is needed before it really truly break above and go a lot higher. In terms of cycle highs and cycle lows, we keep on getting rejected here at 0.76. And also the top Ichimoku Cloud, I think it would push through here eventually, but the more time it goes, I'm buying this actually, more time it goes, the more opportunity I have. You know, if it ends up come back down to 0.618, so be it. I'm going to try to buy more here. Overall, it's a bull trend. It's holding the 20-month moving average here just fine. Reason why you couldn't break through 0.786 because the Bollinger Band hasn't expanded quite just yet. Right now, you have enough Bollinger Band expansion. I think it's going to allow, given the force, allow to push through a lot higher. And I like Galaxy Digital. WULF is also not doing bad. This is also one of the few that's actually reclaimed the 20-month moving average. And it's looking pretty decent here on the weekly. It's also reclaimed 20-week moving average. It's got a bullish trend here above, which is probably where it's going to end up gravitating up to, around 4.8 or something like that. It's looking pretty decent. Reclaiming the Tenkan over here too. It could go up to the Ichimoku Cloud. And overall, this is one of those that, because the downtrend was just so vicious, it really hasn't hit the 0.786 quite just yet. It got rejected over 0.618, formed a little bit of a irregular expanded flat over here, right? This is your A, B, and C. This is your wave 2 over here. This is your wave 1. This is your wave 2. And I think that there is some potential for it to go up a lot higher over time. If you're also looking at the monthly Ichimoku, again, is lagging behind Galaxy, is lagging behind IREN, underneath Tenkan Kijun, but it's okay. It just needs to build more energy breakthrough, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen in 2025. That's another stock that I'm looking at here. BTBT, maybe a little bit more of an Ethereum play because they really sell their Bitcoin, they stack Ethereum. Basically, this is wave 1 on the monthly here. I'm going to do it weekly here. You can see like this is wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however you want to look at it. This row over here is A, B, and C, right? So this may be a little bit more of a, let me see, this may be a little bit more of a regular flat, right? A, B, C, with these B basically being an equal high. If that's the case, if that's the C, then this is the impulse to really start wave 3 here, which is going to be the most powerful wave of all, right? But so far, is there any evidence for that? No. I mean, it's still kind of hanging and trying to repair its technical damage here. Trying to reclaim the Tenkan over here. Trying to reclaim the 20-week moving average here. Having a little bit of a hard time doing it. It's probably going to take time. I don't think this thing is going to be just jump right off the gate immediately. Still underneath the 20-month moving average after breaking down. It's still underneath the Tenkan Kijun is actually having a bearish cross because it's gone sideways here for so long, But overall, that's what I think the structure is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, and C. And it's getting ready for the next impulse on the way up here. That's what I think. Riot. What do I think about Riot? Riot, if you pull a Bollinger Band here, same thing, try to reclaim the 20-week moving average, 20-month moving average, but it's already reclaimed the 20-week moving average, right? Broke above, back testing a little bit closer to it. It also is trying to reclaim the Tenkan Kijun. Is stuck in a range over here on the weekly Tenkan Kijun. It looks pretty decent here, actually. I actually don't have any problems with Riot. The only issue is this is wave 1 and wave 2 is extremely prolonged. I don't know what that means. I do not know what that means. This could mean good things to come on wave 3, or there could be a fundamental change in the stock. I have no idea. This is really, really tough for me to read. But overall, if you look at the monthly here, it is trying to reclaim the 20 moving average, still not able to. You see, it's basically a very similar story of all these different miners trying to reclaim the Tenkan Kijun up here, but not able to. But overall, I think that the correction sideways here for about 2 years is probably closer to coming to the end. We'll see what happens after that. but I do feel more promise here. Looking at HUD 8's doing the same thing, got rejected here, 0.618. Actually, let me go through Riot here. I'm going to show you. Riot is one of those that has actually been significantly lagging in terms of the FIB levels. It hasn't really even challenged 0.618 over here. Got rejected at 0.5 and it's just been going down, right? So it would have some catch up to do, whereas HUD 8, 0.618 rejection, and basically trying to hold the 0.32. Now we're going back to 0.5 here again. Big giant resistance zone over here, but overall higher highs, higher lows. So this is really more of a channel up. Right, HUD 8 is actually one of the more bullish looking miner stocks here. So it's actually not looking bad here at all. I continue to believe that HUD 8 is going to do pretty well. It's one of the few that's actually reclaimed the 20-month moving average. It's also one of those that is trying to challenge the technical vision over here. Got rejected here at the cloud. You see that, right? And then it just had to come back down, correct a little more energy before going up higher. But it's been forming a channel. I think it's going to break through the cloud here eventually. Is it going to happen in 2025? I'm not sure. CORZ, not much price history here, but so far rejection here. Thinking is so far it doesn't have enough 20 months enough for me to really see the price action, but it's reclaiming 20-week moving average from resistance here to support. So far, CORZ actually also doesn't really look bad either. I don't have much of a FIB level to correlate because I don't have like a cycle high or cycle low or anything like that. But overall, this doesn't really look too bad. If I have to extrapolate from the high here to the low here and try to find some FIB levels, you can see how it's also trying to break about the 0.786, and they tried to do that here last time, got rejected. We're going to try it again. If we can break about the 0.786, maybe we can form some all-time highs here for CORZ. We will see. All right. BTBT is also one of those that are relatively a little bit more bullish here, although currently it's just been whipping sideways here, but it's forming a channel on the way up here as well. 20-month moving average is being reclaimed. This is one of the more bullish ones, but it's trying to break about the technical kitchen here on the monthly. I don't really have like a cycle high, cycle low, so what I can do is to do all-time highs and all-time lows. You can see how it's trying to break about the 0.76 and failing to do so, but once you're able to do that, then I think, you know, you have a higher chance for you to continue to form you know, some all-time highs here. The fact that it reclaimed the 20-month moving average tells me most likely it's going to end up doing that. Although it still have some wicks over here, it's probably going to need some additional power to kind of push through here. I'm going to talk about two more here real quick. The laggards. Hive, very much lagging. I don't know what else to say. It even broke down the low over here, form a new low. So it's need to break about 0.382 here before I can really even be that bullish on this. But overall, this seems like a little bit of an atom. It may be forming a little bit of Eve bottom. It could take time for Hive. I'm not, you know, I'm not sure when that's going to be. Bitfarms, extremely brutal downtrend here. This is still a wave 1 and this is still a wave 2 though, right? So if this is 1 and 2, then whenever it's done with shenanigans, then wave 3 is going to come. But there's a lot of technical damage that's been done here on the higher time frame as well as the lower time frame. See how it got rejected here by the 20-week moving average here still. So it's probably needed to have some time to kind of correct itself. Hopefully we just need to form a little bit of a higher low over here before we can even consider a trend change, but it may be in the process of doing that. All right, guys, that was a lot of miners. Hopefully you guys enjoy a video like this. Take care, y'all. Bye.